Anything else? Anyone else have any burning comments or questions? Okay.
Not questions, but I'm just lately the past few months, I'm just meeting a lot of business. I think because I'm plugging into the chamber more now. So I'm just meeting a lot of business owners who starting businesses, you know, in that leasing space more than selling. So that's just what I'm coming across, which is a good thing because I'm doing some commercial as well. So you never know what it can lead to other things. So yeah.
Well, if you don't like people and if you aren't interested in their stories, business brokering is not a good one to be in. Buildings are better. Stay in that side of things because it's really a people business. Just know that. It's we do both in our firm. We do real estate and business. As I mentioned, that one manufacturing. It's really handy to do the real estate and understand the real estate. I don't think Tanya does real estate. At least that's what she said. She might have someone that she works with on that side, but I don't know. Our experience is like we have a bowling alley right now. I don't know what we'd do if we didn't do real estate, right? Because it's got 2.5 acres of real estate. So we've got to do that in our case. But and there are leases and it's got a lot going for it. But you'll never be bored if you want to get into something that's not boring. You'll never be bored.
You made a good point there when you said that if you don't like people, business brokering is not for you. I would also add to that, if you don't like people, sales is not for you, because this industry is like straight up, you know, upon networking, getting involved, meeting people, referrals. So if you don't like people, I don't know if sales for you
I
at
didn't
all.
want to say, I didn't want to be that blunt. I just was going to the business broker, but you're right. Yeah, I mean, also, all of you know this, but you have to be a self-starter. You cannot do this if you're not a self-starter. You know, you have to get up in the morning and do it, right? You cannot just get up in the morning and someone doesn't tell you to do it. And
That's
someone
right.
doesn't, you know, you don't have a time card to punch into. And this is a self-starting business. And people come to me and they say, should I get into this? After a few questions, I can figure out whether that would be a, you know, even a partially good fit. This isn't for the unemployed people that cannot get a job. I mean, it's not your last ditch effort, I don't think. It could be, but
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think one of the problems that people kind of get hooked into is the mentality shift. So those who come from a 9 to 5, you have, you know, you're used to getting paid as long as you're on the clock. But when you work for yourself, if you don't work, you just don't get paid. So you have to be a self-starter. The mentality shift is very important when you come from working, you know, for a job to becoming an entrepreneur or, you know, coming into sales. It's a very big deal. And a lot of people miss that. And they're like, why am I not making any sales? Why am I not doing anything? Because you have to get out there. People don't know who you are yet. It's not the 9 to 5. Like, you have to network.
That's right. That is totally right. I used to own a car wash, and there was a state prison up the road. And these guys would get out of prison. They'd come to the car wash and want to dry down cars or whatever. And yeah, they were actually okay, except they didn't show up for work, right? Once they were there, they were fine. But, you know, they were used to people getting them up out of bed, telling them when to go to eat. And it wasn't that they weren't good workers, but they needed direction, a lot of it. And so, you know.
Yeah, this industry, yeah, it takes a lot of discipline. You have to have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could regale you with stories, but I don't think you'd be interested anyway. But anyone else have anything?